everybody, this is Rebecca from Crafting on the Ridge, and today I am making a porch leaner, and I am using some pallet wood. I have about 3 pieces that are about 48 inches long. 2 of them will be my sign, and then 1 of them I'm going to cut and make the crossbars on the porch leaner. It will kind of give you that shutter look effect. I'll be using 1.5 inch screws to attach the crossbars, but I didn't have black for the right length, so I am going to spray paint the heads of these. And putting these in the foam is a great way to hold the screws upright when I'm spray painting them. Here are the 2 crossbars that I cut, and I am just marking where I want them placed on the pallet, and they're going to be about 4 inches from each end. I'm just going to put a little glue on before I screw this on so that it will hold this in place. And I'm just going to make sure that my glue stays inside these lines because I do not want it to come out on the wood. Even though I'm going to paint the wood, I do not want it. Look out, kitty. Hot, hot. I don't want the glue clumps to show. That's just to help me hold it while I screw it in. Alright, so now I'm going to do the other one. Same thing. Rustic porch leaner. It's made out of pallet wood. It's got some really cool nooks and crannies. And here they are glued on to the pallet. Okay, I'm thinking I want to put 3 nails on each side, on each pallet. Okay, that looks good. And I'm just going to drill into it. And that's the last one. I'm going to use chalk paint, and it's not going to be a full coverage on the whole board because I want it to look aged. However, I do like when I'm putting letters on the board where the letters go, I do like that part to be a little bit more solid. And then as you get on the edges, I'm not going to cover it that much. And one thing I love about doing rustic boards, you don't have to use a whole lot of paint, because I think the less you use, the prettier it looks when you're doing rustic. Just to cover it a little bit, like, you want it to look like it was at one time fully painted. And it's just worn over time. Okay. See, I like that. Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. Still got the wood grain. Can see the knot holes. See the little patterns and grain in it. Just a little dot there. All right, let's try it. And now to pick out a font. I'm going to do this with the stencil. I'm not going to try to freehand this. I have all different kinds of styles. This is a little bit more contemporary. And you got some really fancy ones. And then you've got the curvy with, it's a little bit thicker. This is a little contemporary with some curves on it. That's too small. And these are, to me, way too fancy. Those are too small. And that's just certain stencils. So I'm going to go through these and see which ones I like. If I'm not satisfied with these, then I'm probably going to cut them out on my Cricut. To get, maybe these might not be the right size. And again, they might not be the right style. But this in with the design. Well, let me see what I can find. And I'll come right back. Well, the fonts I had didn't work. They were too big or not the right style. So I'm digging through the Cricut to see what I can find. And I'm kind of interested in this one right here. I went to the Cricut and I picked out a style. And so I'm going to make my own stencils. Okay, so I'm going to attach this to my cutting board. And then put this on the Cricut. Paper or the vinyl. And is it ready? Cut. Nice. It took me a while to pick out a font. I'm trying to match the wood. I'm trying to match the style. You think it would just be easy. It's never easy for me because I'm always trying to look for a specific character or something in the font. Hopefully I don't measure them too big. Almost ready. I hope they look like I'm thinking they're going to look. That out. Okay, the letters are going to fit. They're the right size. I'm just putting on the transfer paper. The long one for this letter. This is a little bit bigger than I needed, but this will work. Get this on, and then I'll read the letter out that's inside of there. Alright, so we'll take this out. I need to do that piece right there. Needs to stay. All right, there's one stencil. And that one will go about there. So I'll do that all the way down with all of them. All right, I got all the letters, the stencils on, and they fit. Now I'm just going to get through and put the paint on. And once I get these on, I'll go in and put the screws in. And then I'll decide if I want to put any design at the top here. I'm not sure when I do this. But let me go through and get all this on. And then let's see how it looks. So all the paint is on the stencils, and I am now ready to pull the stencils up. And they went on really, really well. The paint stuck well. I'm really liking it. And now I am putting in all the screws. And I think I'm going to whitewash those a little bit. And I did decide to put a design on the top and bottom of the Porch Leaner, and I just love this design. I think it looks so good. And for my font, I did decide I wanted to add a little bit of lines onto each letter in that open space. I thought that it would tie the design at the top and bottom together with those little lines. It just gives a little bit of an extra detail to the letters, and I really think it made it more cohesive, and I was really, really pleased with it when I finished it. It just balanced it off a whole lot better. And this is fast forwarded. I'm not really that fast. Decided I wanted to give this just a little bit of color. I thought red would be nice pop on it. Also, this color can be all year round. Oh, I like this black. I like the red on the black and white. That looks so good. It's really pretty. I like this wood grain kind of popping through behind all this. Oh yeah, I like that. Pretty. Okay, I've got everything's painted, and I was using chalk paint as the base, and chalk paint is on this font. Before I put this on, because chalk paint, if you put water on it, you put liquid on it, before it's sealed, and you start dragging your brush, you are going to start dragging the paint. So I like to spray a little bit of a polyurethane on it first and let it dry about 15-20 minutes. And once that's set, then I'll go in and put the actual clear coat over top of it. Okay. This is milky looking, but once it dries, it's going to be clear. And I think this is a satin finish, so it won't be too shiny. A gloss is pretty, but a gloss makes it hard to read. It puts a glare on it. Now this is, like I said, this is a pallet board. It is already weather treated. The paint is not, so I don't need a whole lot of sealant on this other than on the front. And as you see, I'm just barely dipping it in there. It's really thin. Alright. And once this is dry, it is done. I love how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.